Hey everyone, Regal Reviews here. Today is Wednesday. Finally, after 3 months of hiatus, it is the spring premiere of Once Upon a Time, and I gotta say, for having a pretty sucky first half of the season, this episode was actually pretty good. Let's see. I guess we could start with Storybrooke. Well, Charming and Killian are trying to figure out a way to save Emma, and Charming and Snow being under that curse, Charming won't wake Snow until he figures out a way to save Emma, and I kind of feel like Snow would be better at handling this. I mean, David's not like in his decision making. He just does. I feel like he just doesn't think when he acts. I think Snow's more. Whenever she makes a decision, she wholeheartedly thinks about her decision and thinks with her heart. And Snow is still not awake. What we what we saw in the season finale last time is that Belle and Rumpel's now grown son, Gideon, is now an adult, which we find out it's because he lived in this different realm where aging, I guess, you age faster, and the Black Fairy raised him, who turns out to be his grandmother, the person who abandoned Rumpel. So he claims that she toughened him up and everything. So I'm wondering, like, what did she do exactly to toughen him up? Did she, like, abuse him or something or beat him? I have no idea. But he says that, no, he's not evil. He wants to kill the Savior. I said, then I'll get her powers. So I'm like, okay, you say you're not evil, but you want to kill the Savior to get her powers? He's a little bit confused. And that's an interesting fact, though, that when you kill a Savior, you get its powers. So I'm like, that's why he wants to be a hero. So, Gold and Belle are trying to figure out a way, like, how to help their son, but at the same time, help the town, help their friends. So they're really, like, at a crossroads there. And um, we see at the beginning of the episode, we see a younger version of Emma, and she's ripping out pages of this fairy tale book, and we see this teenager, and I automatically assume it's August. Turns out, we find later in the episode it's right. And he sees that she's reading the story about the ugly duckling, and we find out that's how Emma Swan got her last name. Yeah, that's no surprise there, considering Jennifer Morrison calls her fans the ugly duckling, so it's no surprise that's how she got her last name. But we saw August return in this episode, and not only August, but we saw Robin Hood return. As the episode left off back in December, we saw Robin Hood going to rob Regina and Emma, and that's why I didn't go through the portal, because Regina's like all in awe that Robin Hood's here. So she's trying to figure out like what she should do, because she knows that this Robin Hood's not real, but is he really? I don't know. But he leaves when he hears that Henry and the Nightmen are coming, and so Regina and Emma hide because in the Wish realm, Regina killed Snow and Charming, so Henry is actually out for blood this time. So Emma sees this wood pile and she figures out a way to get them home, and I'm thinking, is that the same wood pile as the magical wardrobe that brought Emma to our world? But she goes and finds August, and he informs that Geppetto has passed on, which, he was pretty much older when the series started, so I guess in Wish Realm, he would be gone by now. But we find out August doesn't really believe in himself because he's a woodcutter, but he's not as good as he doesn't believe he'll be ever as good as his father. And Emma's trying to convince him that he is as good as his father. He needs to believe in himself. And Emma and August have this confrontation with an older Killian, yeah, age really did catch up to him, and I don't know if it's that he aged or he has short-term memory loss, but I don't know, he's just like an old drunk or something. He was definitely not that sexy hook that we all know and love. He was unattractive, an old drunk. And I don't know if he broke the carving thing that August needed to carve the magical tree, but he can't carve the tree without that, and then he was kind of starting to doubt himself. So Emma got him to believe in himself again, so he's able to carve the tree into the wardrobe. But while this is happening, Regina hears this and hears how in the Wish realm everybody's life was better off without her. So she leaves Emma this note saying that she knows that Robin isn't real, but she needs some answers answered. And at one point, Emma says that, Regina can take care of herself. I'm like, Adam and Eddie are telling us that Emma and Regina are supposed to be these friends now, how much they're friends. But if Emma was a true friend, she would have went with Regina, not say, oh, she could take care of herself. But we see Regina actually, we saw in the episode back in season 3, quite a common fairy, that Regina didn't go into the tavern, and that's how she didn't meet Robin back then. But this time in the Wish realm, she did have courage to go in the tavern, and she asked if he's happy, and he says he is. So she feels very discouraged. But then the sheriff of Nottingham comes to arrest the two of them, and what Regina learns is that Robin Hood isn't the Robin Hood that she knew. He doesn't rob the rich to give to the poor. He robs the rich to make himself richer, and that he's never really been happy his whole life, and that Marion and him were never married. So we learn that Robin Hood never had love. So Rumpelstiltskin in the Wish Realm actually releases them, ironically enough, and he says, "Well, you did rescue me from the cell, but I found Belle when I went to the tower, and she dumps her dress, and there's a bunch of bones there. So in the Wish Realm, Belle's dead. I actually feel sad 'cause I actually like Belle. But Rumpelstiltskin then locks up Robin and Regina, and that's when Regina tells Robin Hood that about the whole Wish Realm and Storybrooke, and she was telling him about his life and how he had a good life and he was a hero, had a great family, and that they were also in love, and also the fact that he's dead in that realm. And he, had a normal reaction to that. But he actually figures out a way to get them out of there because not only is he a master thief, but he knows how to escape. So, August is able to build the magical wardrobe back. And Emma is able to go through, and she actually convinces Regina to bring Robin Hood to Storybrooke, but Regina's like conflicted because she's like, he's not real, he's a wish. And she said, well, then Emma said something along the lines of, well, you can make your wishes come true, you make your fate, you have the power to change your fate. So Regina and Emma go through the wardrobe, and we don't see Robin come right away, and my heart exploded and broke into a million pieces because I love Robin. I love that Sean's back. And turns out Robin Hood did actually make it through, and I was so happy. And it was actually a sweet moment. Regina said, "On Robin of Locksley, as the mayor of on behalf of the mayor of Storybrooke, I welcome you to Storybrooke." And you know what? He could stay as long as he wants to. But we see Emma actually confront her vision with Gideon. They actually do have the sword fight, the vision that she's been having, the vision she's been having through season 6A, and we learn that Gideon doesn't want to hurt anybody, he just wants to hurt Emma. And we learn that Emma was actually able to control her magic and blast Gideon, and she was going to kill him, but Gold convinced her not to. So Gideon's now on the run, and he actually destroys the clock tower at the end of the episode, and I actually like the clock tower. But Emma actually goes to August again, and it makes me wonder if August is another author, because he was there typing away. and Emma thanks August for saving her back then and believing in her, and August is glad that she was able to find herself and have a better life. But I'm like, why didn't August, rescue her back then? Why didn't he take care of her? And then Gold and Belle kind of have a moment where they're trying to figure out like what to do with their son, and Gold realizes that he was wrong to even think about using the shears on his son. So now they're trying to think of how they can help their son. So yeah, it was actually a pretty good spring premiere. It did leave me with some questions though. If the savior is killed and the person that kills the savior gets the powers, what happens if the savior has a baby? Could the baby then take the powers of the savior? Because we did see in the teaser from last season at the finale that someone gets an engagement ring this season, and I'm hoping it's Robin and Regina. But a lot of people are thinking it's Killian. So if Killian and Emma had a baby, would the baby take the powers of the savior? Also, I'm wondering if Adam and Eddie are teasing us. Is Robin Hood back now? Because I'm hearing from a lot of followers, my followers, that he's only going to be back for a few episodes. So I really hope they're not teasing with us, because that would destroy what little hope I have left of the show. And it also made me wonder, back in the first episode, with the wardrobe, 2 go in, 2 go out. But in this wardrobe, 3 went in. So I'm wondering, is that different because it's the Wish Realm, or is technically Robin Hood not real, so he didn't count, or it rules different? I don't know. So I'm looking forward to next week and hopefully get some questions that are unanswered answered. I hope you guys enjoyed the Once Upon a Time spring premiere tonight, and I hope you guys enjoyed my Once Upon a Time recap. If you guys want to check out Once Upon a Time, it is on Sundays, 8 p.m. on ABC. Until next time, stay regal.